Okay, welcome everybody to this week's Azure and AI Show. With me there is Hal Holster, and we have Dan Ray, myself, Frank Falvey. We're expecting a few other speakers to join us, but I'm just going to do some stuff with some Copilot stuff there today, maybe Chat GPT as well. So I'm just going to share my screen. You see my screen there. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to take a look at Copilot inside Excel. I'm just going to create a blank one here. My tenant. Hopefully. Create a blank one. Okay, so here we're starting off with a blank canvas, and I'm just going to see where Copilot is now. So you see, it used to be up in the top bar here, but now it looks as though they've moved it again, and it's down here on the right hand side. So I'm just going to click on the Copilot there. So they made a lot of changes to it. You see the auto up in the top here. These are all the different models. The new ChatGPT 5.4 OpenAI, and then you got the GPT 5.5, that's the OpenAI, and then you got the Claude Anthropic model there, the Opus 4.7, and then you got the Opus 4.8. There is other models out there, but depending where you're located, if you're in the US, you'll probably get them earlier than what you get them in Europe. But it's ticked on auto now, so we're just going to go auto. So these two models work side by side, and they run, and whichever comes out with the best answer, they go with that. So I'm going to get it to make me a mock TAB table. With top 20 AI stocks. Okay, and we'll see what it comes out with. So we'll Copilot run and Cyrus can it make me a mock table of top 20 stocks, and then we'll kind of add a few other things in as we go along. So it's saying there, I'll search for the top AI stocks to create a mock table for you. And sometimes it'll come along and give you suggestions. Do you want to add this, or do you want to add that? So we'll see. There's some other stuff up in the top as well here while we're waiting on that. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so we're just going to expand out some of these rows here. And okay. So we just see what, so it's after putting them in the value of their market cap. So it's given over here. So it says, I've created a mock table with the top 20 AI stocks. I'm just going to drag this over a small bit so everyone can see. The table includes, okay, rank in position 1 of 20, full company name, stock symbol, the sector, the market cap. And the only one I don't see inside there is the one that we had this week. What do you think that is, Hal? SpaceX.
Yes.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So we'll just 1 second. No, it's given us the market cap value is the ranking, always verifies the current market source. Okay, I just ask it, can it include SpaceX? You wonder, is it just out of date? What? SpaceX is all one word. And we'll see what it comes up with then. And we'll see then, can it give us the share price as of yesterday?
It's ridiculous.
So not up to date. It's saying SpaceX is a private company and doesn't have a public traded stock ticker, so it can't be directly purchased on the stock market, which we know it's actually not true.
Not true.
Yeah, so it did launch today. So what we'll do here, right, because we're MVPs and we're supposed to give Microsoft some feedback. Okay, so we're going to take a screenshot of this and we are going to send it on to the product team. Okay, so we'll just go back here and scroll down to the tones, and we are just going to type in some information here. I asked Copilot to add SpaceX to my Excel. And it could not. I suppose I tell it what the reason. It said that it is a private company. Which we know was it Friday, Hal, that they went, or was it Thursday? Friday or Thursday?
I'm not real sure.
Okay, so that, okay. Capture screen. Okay, capture Share screen. Yeah, so there, it's going to capture the whole screen, so it knows exactly what happened.
Doesn't say when the date was.
So allow. Okay, there we go. How come it wasn't? Yeah. So get rid of one. Yes, you may contact me and submit. So that's going to one of the product teams now that looks after Excel and Copilot, and hopefully they'll look at it and maybe they don't update it as quick as what the stock market is, but yeah. So one thing I did see here, right, because we are talking about the stock market and that, it didn't give us the share price. So I can say
I did see.
add a column. Okay, so we'll just get the right spelling. With okay, so we'll just ask it to put in the column with the share price. And I'm just going to check if somebody is trying to join us. Second now. Yeah. Amy Diamond, how are you, sir? I'm just experimenting with Excel there, and it couldn't give me SpaceX in the when I asked it about the top 20 AI stocks. It didn't class. Okay, so it's after giving us the the share price. On the close of business, so which is good.
No.
So I'm just going to add copy and paste there, and I'm going to add a column with some of the analysts kind of the future share price, you know what their target price is. Future share price or target price. So we'll see what it'll actually come up with there. I'm just going to move this across. So it says there, I'll search for analyst target price for these stocks and add them to the table. Ooh, this will be interesting. Okay, that was quick enough. Hi, Amy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Actually, there's a new feature that is going to show up. I see it, and it's the possibility to add personalization to the Excel. So to say what you prefer that the Excel will do. If you want, I can show you in a couple of examples.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love that. You know, I always like to see all the new stuff in Excel. Do you want to? I'll stop sharing.
Yeah,
my
I mean, I
screen.
didn't prep.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just doing this on the off the cuff
present.
as well. Wait, let me see now. Second.
Do you see my screen?
No, not yet.
Wait, I need to. Here we go. Entire screen. Sure.
Yeah, I got you there now. Yeah.
Do you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see it there now. Yeah.
So first of all, I want to show, first of all, there's all of the models that you have there, either the
Yeah.
GPT 5.4, 5.5, and Opus 4.7 and 8. And also here, you will have the possibility to define what are the resources that you are asking to get the information. Is it the web? Is it the work? And you can connect also to other applications like Google Calendar, even all kinds of, I guess these are all kinds of systems that you can get financial information. Moody's, yeah, so you can connect to them, and they're like add-ons that you can connect.
So you
Additionally,
you just tick the box there just to click the ones you want, is it?
yes, what you do, yeah. I mean, you need to have a subscription. So let's say I want to connect Canva, I only do this. But if I want to connect, let's say, Moody's, then I will need to log in, obviously, to the application if I have it. It reminds what you can do in co-work, where you can add all kinds of um, systems that you can work. I can show that if you want.
Yeah.
What's new is actually these three dots you see here. So I
Yeah.
can personalize, and this is like a skill. Okay, so look what I put here. Add a sheet and log that logs all of the changes that are done. So it's just my idea that I want to see what's happening. So I just told it to do this. Then I said all new functions by Copilot should be marked in pink. Okay. Avoid spill errors. Use Excel lookup instead of VLOOKUP. So all kinds of things that I can do. So, and this is stays for all Excel files that I use. Currently, it's on Excel on the web. I'm not sure that for each Excel you would like the same type of instructions, but for the meantime, it's not bad. So let's say I say, yeah, add a column that adds, okay, it's a project list. So I want to add to the end date, yeah, 10 days. So I'm expecting, based on the information that I'm expecting, because I want to see the changes that the Copilot has done. Yeah, so you will see it's adding a new column, calculating the date, 10 days in the format. And sometimes in Excel, that, when you enter the data, you need to double click just to make it centered or that it will fit. So one of the instructions I said, always to center it or to make the maximum size of it. So it's going through steps, and here I said it did it. So let's check. So you can see this is the column that added 10 days. It also added a sheet that actually said what actually was done, but it can be anything. So if you want to give Excel actually the possibility to do it in a certain way, then this personalization is very useful. I mentioned the co-work, so I can show you that actually I can show you. I mean, I'm jumping. Now, to have the co-work, first of all, you need to be part of the Frontier program. Your admin needs to add you. The Anthropic needs to be added as well. Now, for whoever's in the EU or UK, that could be a problem. But for whoever isn't, it is possible. And what I wanted to show, and this is based on Anthropic, so you can see also the models, the 4.6 and 4.8. And it's very interesting because you can, in compared to a regular agent where you retrieve information, here you can give it a task, you can schedule it. Um, you can do all kinds of things. Here's some ideas, but they actually made like a prompt gallery for the co-work, and you can filter by tasks that are on your mail, on your calendar. If you want to do some research, if you want to create things, if you want to do something on meetings or even to automate. Now, just like you can actually write a prompt and actually say that to save it as a skill, and then instead of writing the prompt all the time, you can use skills. The way you can use skills, if I go here and do add work content, under skills, I will see skills that I have created, and I can also see skills that are out of the box. So you can see there's a skill that Microsoft gives for Excel, for Word, because I can actually ask it to create a Word, a PowerPoint, even a HTML dashboard. I can, and this is an interesting one, goal. So as you can see, set a standing goal, and it will continue until it finishes all of it. But what I wanted to show here is also that you have plugins. So in the plugins, you can connect to all kinds of systems. So for instance, if you have, for instance, Monday, then you can connect and you can ask all kinds of things through the Copilot to Monday. But you can connect it to your Dynamics, to Fabric, and Miro, and all kinds of connections. So and they will increase. You can even create your own plugin. It needs to be published by your administrator,
Yeah,
but
we
you
have
can do.
one question coming in from the audience there, Amy. He
Yes.
says, I'll just put it up on the screen. Is for the 365 admins or is it for end users?
The co-work is for end users. It's actually like using the chat, but you can give it as an assignment. For instance, one example that I did was I said every day at the end of the day, go to all of my team meetings, summarize them, uh, and send me a summarize. You can actually ask questions, and it can in parallel do things. What's interesting is actually that um, usually you need to wait until the prompt ends in order to ask something. Here, actually, it can queue things. So I can say, for instance, yeah, show me some insights on this Excel file and create an HTML dashboard dash and PowerPoint. Now it takes time, yeah, but so I will upload this. I can search also resources that are from SharePoint or from Teams. So I will look for no, let me look for okay, hopefully there's something here. So you can see when I run it, it opens up here. It will break it into tasks. It will think what it needs to do, and it will also decide which skill to use. Because I said, for instance, I want both a PowerPoint and a dashboard, and also to analyze, then it will divide it into skills. It will put the file as input, and it will also have a place for an output. And you can see if I want to change something or adjust it, I can type here and I don't need to wait until it is. And so I can say, send me the HTML, send me all data to my mail and send it every day at 8 o'clock or 8 in the morning. Okay. So you can see I didn't even wait until everything is working, but you can see here it identified what it's doing. It's taking the data and creating a dashboard and creating also a PowerPoint, and it's choosing the skill I want. And once it's done, I can actually say, create a skill of it. And what it will do is create a markdown file, which is stored. All of the information is actually stored in my OneDrive. Now, the idea is I can also get out of here. I don't need to wait here specifically. So I can just go in and out, and just to show you where everything is stored. So I can go to my OneDrive, and within my OneDrive, I should go to Documents. And within Documents, you can see I have Cowork. And in Cowork, I have Skills, which are all of the skills that I created. Okay. And so you can actually, for instance, upload your company template or something you want to do, and it will always know what to do. And each session I run is actually this. So you can see here, this is actually the file I uploaded, and each session everything is actually stored in your OneDrive. So if you want to share a skill or something, you actually need to copy or create a document, a folder, and also the skill. So you can see here, a skill is actually a file like this. You don't really need to understand what it does, but you can see this is how it writes it, and this is how you can see it. And usually a skill has a name and a description, and this is how it looks. It looks frightening, but at the end, you don't really need to know. You just need to know it's there, and it creates it for you. So So you can see even this dashboard is already ready, so I can look at it. In this case, maybe it's not ready, but it already shows me some information. I'm not sure what, maybe there's only one line in this file, so maybe it's not reflecting it. Okay, so there's not much data there, but I can
So
show you
if you
examples.
could you put another line in that data and see will it changes?
Yeah, let me show you some example. Okay, here I actually asked for about one stock, okay, a company that is called Broadcom, and I actually wanted to create a dashboard and to create a SharePoint and HTML and Excel and everything. So these are all of the things that it created. Look, so this is actually the dashboard about this stock I wanted, and it could be actually dynamic because you can ask it, and this or actually output can be also sent by mail and to be scheduled. So from the information, it created also a presentation. Which looks quite well, and it can create an Excel. So it doesn't even create only one tab, it creates like multiple sheets and graphs and also Word files. So there's lots of things it can do. We can go back here to see what it did. And you can see here that actually because I said I wanted to send it to me by mail, then it shows me a preview what will be, how it will look. And it's asking for approvals. Sometimes if it needs to get information through APIs or something, it will ask always permission. And here is also the scheduling. So I not only did I want it to send it to me, but I said I want it to be sent every day at 8 o'clock. So this is setting up and activating the scheduling so I can accept this. And then you could actually see that you have here two tabs. You have what is scheduled and what is recently, and there's lots of things here. So yeah, there's lots of things you can do, and yeah, so I think there's lots of potential here. So here actually there's something else. Always allow to send to Ami. I could decide maybe not always, but approve once. And I should receive it by mail. But yeah, so if I have time, I can also show you something actually new in PowerPoint. Is it possible, Frank?
Yeah, work away. I mean, that's fine. We
Okay,
had
so PowerPoint.
Yeah.
There's some new things in PowerPoint actually. So first of all, by the way, the logo has moved for all applications to the bottom. But if I
Yeah.
do right click, I can either dock it, or I can also now move it to the top. So it will move it to the top ribbon. You can see, and then I can move it down. So for people that want to play around with it, then you can decide where you want it. Here you can choose all of the models, and you also have models for images. So there's many image models like the image GPT image 2, GPT 1.5, 2.5 MAI, and I think this is new, and also this Flux. But in addition, I can also click here, and you can see, first of all, you can select your brand kit. The brand kit is actually created through the Create in Copilot. So you can choose from one of the brand kits, either that you have created or that your company has published. You can also here go and see all of your brand kits within the Create. But in addition, here you can also choose some skills. So currently it's giving 3 skills that you can use. One is to prepare for questions about your presentation. Second one is to review this presentation. Maybe it will give you advice about storytelling. And the last one is actually to visualize the slide. Here, actually, I do some cool stuff. So, for instance, I say I want to create a thumbnail for my videos. So I can say create. I could say to create the slide, but in my case, I use it to personally create a thumbnail for the topic of Copilot in Excel, or let's say for the topic of Cowork new model. There was a new model that was introduced, I think, on Friday, and today I heard that already it's not allowed to use it, so it was removed. And I will say, use do it in a style of comics. So this might take time. All of the PowerPoint things are quite slow, but I can show you some examples for thumbnails that I created through this PowerPoint, which I actually really like. So I can show you an example. You all. So this was created through PowerPoint, okay? Not bad at all. I mean, I would never be able to do something like that. Now it's an image. It's not something I can edit, but I can also ask to create something which is editable. So let's see what it will do. But the idea of, I think skills will come maybe to other applications, maybe to Excel, maybe to all kinds of things. And using the brand kit is very good. Usually when you run to generate the presentation, it would also ask you to what template do I want to use, because there's a possibility to, if your company has created or maintained the OAL, which is the Organization Asset Library, which is like a SharePoint site that the company uploads all of the templates, then it should also ask you if to use that. Yeah, there's lots of new things. And by the way, are you aware that there's a new look and feel for the Copilot chat?
Yeah.
There's no more
So
a
you got
work in web
Microsoft.
possibility.
So you got the Microsoft IQ, which is Work IQ, Foundry IQ, and
Yes. Yes, Microsoft, instead of having, for those that have the premium paid edition, before there was a work in web, possibility. Now they decided to either have work IQ or no work IQ, so it makes a cross. So it might confuse people, but it still exists in the different applications. Like I think Teams, if you go to the Copilot, you will see the working web. But on the web, it's now either work IQ or not work IQ. And by the way, the prompt gallery actually has changed look and feel. It looks like this. Before there were, it looks different, but actually you can choose by the topic you want, and it will provide you with prompts. So let's just keep, and so this is what was created, and wow, I think I like it. So I would never be able to create something. Imagine this is just an example for a thumbnail, but you can say you can want it in the style of something different, anything, and it's using all of the models, both of GPT, Claude, and also the image generating images. So yeah,
Very good.
I think I will stop sharing. Hopefully it was interesting.
Yeah, that was
And
very
thank
good,
you.
Amy. Great to see all the new things, and they're actually very
How do I
practical.
stop
They're
sharing?
like that thing you done there now in co-work, where it's emailing you every morning at 8 a.m. That's a very practical use
Indeed.
for, say, somebody who has a business. We say supply chain, where they're getting stuff delivered every day, where the Excel sheet is being populated, and you're getting that email to every morning at 8 a.m. so you know what's going to arrive on your doorstep that day. So you know you can plan for it. Like, so very, very practical use.
Yes, it's amazing. Once you start with co-work, it's you can't go back. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what once you go to Mac, you don't go back to PC. But
Unless you miss
but I'm
Windows.
still a Windows person.
I know that's arguable. I prefer my Windows.
There's a lot of stuff on Windows that doesn't work on
Yes,
Mac,
I
but
know. I know.
Yeah.
the PowerPoint feature that I love on the Mac is the reorder objects. I don't know if you played around with that, Ami.
No, I'm not familiar. It doesn't. What does it do, Dan?
So you're probably familiar with the selection pane where you can see like all the the components that make up your slide. Reorder objects on a Mac puts them all in like a 3D space, so you can see them all like layered.
Oh.
You can actually move them visually, and it's only available on the Mac. that's a thing that 21 years ago made me go get a Mac, because it was like, I want to play around with that one feature. And then there's other things that are different or unique to Macs, but most of the time you hear about stuff that's like, oh, you can only do this on Windows, you can only do that on Windows. That reorder objects is one thing that is Mac specific to this day. It was released in 2008.
Actually, you know what, Frank? I have something about PowerPoint that might be interesting. Let me just
Yeah.
share something.
Throw it up there.
Where
So
share. I mean, I haven't played with it, but I noticed that it's new, so maybe for some people
did
might be interesting.
do you know the way I put you up on the screen there now? We can see your screen yet. But did you catch the start of my Excel where I asked it to put the top 20 AI stocks on the board? and
No,
it left out.
I missed that.
Yeah, and it did not put in SpaceX, which is the top AI one.
Yeah, but SpaceX is very new.
Yeah,
It wasn't there. It just it might not be still in this in the
yeah.
knowledge.
It
So
kind of came back.
I searched here in PowerPoint for smart arc. And smart arc is something that you can visualize things, but what happened is that I think they added two new smart arcs. So one is a timeline, which can help you, let's say you want to take a process that starts somewhere, or you want to change it. So this timeline can be very nice. Just I want to move this text because it's annoying me. But so this is something that can help people. Imagine you take a product and you want to show actually the stages or how it evolved. Just checking here, maybe we can choose. So there's all kind of colors and things. So this is quite cool. And the other one, so maybe I'll add a new slide, is if we go again to smart art. Is meet the team. So here's an example. Let's say that you can add. So you could add people and it creates it. But you can change it to look like this. You can enter or put up image. Let's say, so I'll look for an image of myself. Download. But I think you understand the concept. Let's look for army. Okay, so you can change it also like this or like this. And it's like ready-made templates. So I guess also here when I go to the layouts, then I had some possibilities. If I mark this, I should see some different ways to present it. So it can be like this, maybe there's more, but this is cool. So if you update maybe your office, then you might see that these show up. And yeah, so sometimes it's nice to show that. So that's what I wanted to show.
Okay, Amelia, great. Dan has some stuff there now he's going to show us. Arrange objects in PowerPoint and Mac. Okay.
Frank, let me share my screen here. And let's see. Is it going to let me? I might have to do it from my other browser here. Let's do it here. There we go.
Yeah, we can see it there now.
Cool. So you can see McDonald's and Grimace's birthday was yesterday. So let's say I had this slide and I want to make the testing bigger and maybe this was overlapping, or I don't want the overlapping text, or I want the text to, be behind the golden arches or, whatever aspect of this slide is confusing, up on arrange reorder objects flips everything into a 3D view. So it's much easier to understand what the layers are.
Wow.
So the more layers that you have on a slide,
Nice.
the more helpful this feature is.
That is slick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a Microsoft meeting. They were presenting it internally, and everybody's hand shot up and said, when is this coming for Windows? And it's still not there for Windows. So if I think of like online pictures and I bring in some photos, maybe of McDonald's, bring in a few of these photos, and I might have that same issue, right? Of I bring in 5 photos. The 5 photos are a different, it looks like it's having, there we go. So now the reorder objects would show me, this is why one photo is covering up another photo, and I can just move the layers.
Oh.
Yeah.
So imagine it's something technical where you have like a whole engine which is split into all kind of layers, and you can see then how
Slick.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I assume the reason it's Mac only is some kind of technical issue with, maybe they're leveraging something that's native on the Mac for visualizations. Because it's been long enough. If there were a way to do this on Windows or easily do this on Windows, they would have. But that's the one feature on a Mac that I always miss when I'm not on when I'm on a Windows computer. I wish I could rearrange or reorder objects visually.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think it's under one of the menus too, the ribbons as well. I don't remember which ribbon it's under.
It's probably a hidden gem.
Yeah.
There's one name that once Microsoft or developers would hide within an Excel or something, like an Easter egg or something, that if you found it then you could see something special. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a myth or is it really.
So I know with
it
Excel
was
and some
like
other
20 years ago.
applications, a lot of the games had hidden features in the Office applications, in the Windows operating system. But I believe it was around the XP timeframe. Windows XP had so many security vulnerabilities that there was a mandate that you take out Easter eggs. Programmers were spending time making, see you later. Programmers were spending time making like fun little Easter eggs and not necessarily keeping their code secure and free from vulnerabilities. So many of those Easter eggs were like maybe pre-2003, 2005 timeframe, but many of the Easter eggs disappeared.
Actually, lots of people are trying to use or reuse skills, and I heard that 50% of the skills that you download or get from somebody can be malicious. So there's some tools where you can take the skill, because what happens, you're giving a skill is like a set of instructions to do an action. Now, if somebody decides to delete all of your files on your OneDrive or something, or send himself all kinds of things, then it's good to share things, but there might be you better check your skill that you got from somebody, that it's not doing something that you don't want it to do, because it could be dangerous. Of course, if you did an actions and you just said turn it to a skill, then you're safe. But if you took it from somewhere, I heard there's some kind of tools where you can upload your skills and it tells you how
That would be
secure
good.
it is. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah, because
situations where that can be,
if it's
you know,
50%,
anytime you're scripting, right?
that's a
Anytime
bit
you're
risky,
scripting, if
unless
you know how to do
loaded from
something.
the official site of Microsoft. Yeah.
Yep.
So would that be like, we'd say, like a prompt injection?
It's kind of prompt injection, but if you're writing a script and you're executing a script as like an elevated account, you can give yourself, like, I saw somebody write like a script that basically gave them admin rights. You can create accounts that don't exist. Yeah, so there's things like that can happen pretty easily.
Yeah, in the early
A
days of
skill can
Copilot.
connect even to our API. So yeah, it can.
The meeting.
So I was at a talk there last year, and this guy playing around Copilot, and he said, write me a script so I can get access to this admin rights to this network. And it said, sorry, you can't do anything like that. So he rearranged the prompt and he kind of said, I'm a professor in this university and I'm just using this as a demo to show my students. So then it wrote it for him. So
Yeah, but there should be responsible AI also that should prevent you from doing things like that.
yeah,
You know, the whole idea that Microsoft is not just it's a platform that does all kinds of filters and should put security on the first priority. At least
yeah. So that was
that's
in the
what they
early
say.
days.
So
Yeah, it's evolved a lot since then.
yes. Yeah, Microsoft is once was committed to one model, and now it's becoming a platform where it can host or give the user to choose from multiple models. So you can choose if this one model is good in Excel and other is good in writing. Even in the researcher, then it's combining both so you can have in the researcher a possibility that GPT writes the information and Claude checks the information. So it's trying to give the best of all.
Yeah, so you saw the new legal agent that's out.
Is it? I think it's only first of all, I think it's in Word.
Okay.
And it's only in the US, so I'm not sure. I don't know if it's GA, but maybe it's in preview.
Here.
But it might be only in the US.
You think it's only in Word, is it?
It's definitely only in Word. And I also heard it's only in US. So, and I'm not sure if it's in preview, if it's private preview or public preview or GA. So, but it might come. But yeah. Again, it will not give you legal advice. Yes, it will help you work as a legal person, but it will not give you specific advice. It should help, but doing things like that.
Yeah, Frank, I know we have Scott Hanselman, who's stopped by the Azure and AI show a couple times.
Yeah.
And he's going to be presenting on June 23rd in Chicago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Would love
Be
to
sure
be
to
there.
tell him hello. Have you met him before, Hal?
I think so at one of the summits.
Yeah.
I
was
don't
gonna
know
say
that he would
met him.
remember me, but then I don't know about. I mean, guys like that, they meet so many people.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing. Like, you hope that if you meet them enough times that maybe they remember your name, but
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that I'm sure Scott and like Markus or even Justin from the MVP program. He's got like 4,000 MVPs that probably know him, but
Yeah.
the reverse is kind of that's more difficult. That's more cognitive load, right?
Yeah.
Who are
Yeah.
these people, even if you recognize them, right?
Yeah. The one biggie for me was and you're not going to forget his name now, are you? Raymond Chen.
Okay.
I don't know that you've ever.
I don't think I've ran into him.
He was he put on a it was one of those little shows at the Hub Center at the I guess it was like 2 years ago at the summit, something like that.
Okay.
He is the was the genius behind Tweak UI and
Oh, cool.
a few other. The original Power Toys author has been with them since like Windows 95.
Wow.
I met him once, and I think at my second or third summit. Of course, he didn't remember me, but the thing of it is I got to meet him again at this and go up and shake hands, get a picture, and all that good stuff. He's kind of a hero of mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot of these guys. Scott too. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh.
There's so many people, and Scott. So when he stopped by here, Frank was gone the first time, and he stopped by just very briefly to congratulate Frank for getting his MVP. And then the second time he came by, Frank, he might have been here 3 times total. But I know the second time you were here, and one of his points, Hal, to your point, was that community work doesn't have to be, the stage with 1,000 people. This community work where maybe there's only 4 of us and a small audience or an audience that finds us later is just as important as like those keynotes or those big,
Absolutely.
those big rooms of people. Because if you're in a big room of people, you can be guaranteed you don't know them all, even if you know some of them, right? They might all know you, like they all know Scott.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like Scott doesn't know everybody by name or, recall everyone. But he was kind enough to stop by like 2 or 3 times when Frank got his MVP. That was really cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. I thought you were winding me up when you said the first time that Scott came along to see you and I wasn't there.
Well, you remember when I used to do the avatar of Satya when Matthew was on?
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't really Satya, but I do the team's avatar for Satya being in one of our meetings. And Matthew, who started this with, or started Journey to the Cloud with Frank and I, Matthew was presenting, and then all of a sudden Satya shows up in the meeting, but it wasn't really Satya. We have not had him on.
Does he even do these things?
That's a good question. I don't know if he does. I haven't seen him interviewed by a lot of
Me either.
even popular YouTube folks or anything. I believe he was interviewed once by the CEO of LinkedIn. And then the CEO of LinkedIn is new now too. They've just announced a transition there. But even the new CEO I know does a lot of like live little video snippets. But I don't know if he'll continue on with like the talking to leaders of other companies series that Ryan Rolansky did.
You see that
I
one there?
wonder how many people use avatars anymore, because once it was like a thing, and Microsoft even wanted to go to the Dataverse and all of that, but now it seems like Microsoft dropped all of their, this virtual experience.
it.
I think I don't remember how it was called, but
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot
because
of that. Well,
Copilot
they
came
dropped
in.
Together
So,
mode too. So there's been a
Together
bunch of
mode's
that.
going away.
yes,
you see my-
that's deprecating.
Can you
Yeah.
see my screen there?
Yep.
That was the time Scott joined us.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, see how many hits it got? That was over a year ago.
Yes. When you have somebody
18,000?
like Scott,
Oh my god.
when you have somebody like Scott stop by, it's
Yeah, so
a little different.
I added his handle in here, you see, so I'd say that probably helped.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing I found, like
What is his position?
at the time he was
What was his title? Or
I believe he
Community
was
developer.
VP of developer tools, and he has a new title. He's VP of like product or something. I don't remember the new title, but it's similar. He's like a developer advocate for the entire company, and he has like a whole team under him, and just a really humble,
on the show.
great presenter. And that he just joined us from I think he said he was just outside, like walking his kids to the park or something.
I wonder if I play it, see, can you hear it? Let me see. Or did he join just there?
I can't hear the sound. You might have to share the sound when you share the screen.
No, I can't
share
hear.
sound. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just stop sharing and share again.
When you go to the share,
Is
there's
this a new layout of StreamYard?
The circles?
StreamYard, I never saw. Yeah, the circles, I never saw it.
There is a place that I changed it, and I forgot to mention it to Frank. And then
It's nice like that.
So do I click on?
When you go to the share screen, Frank, there should be a include sound checkbox.
Yeah, it says also share audio. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Let me see if I can find this.
Yeah. There we go.
And I was just telling him about how I met you again at the MVP summit. That Frank wasn't there in person, neither was Joseph. But thanks for stopping by.
No,
your
of
support
course.
is always welcome.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're here on your Saturday afternoon, or depending on what time zone you're in, putting out good information and sharing it with folks. And I was literally putting my glasses on and heading out with my son for lunch, and it popped up on my feed, and I says, "Hey, I'm going to go check out Dan and Friends," and here you are.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So good job, Frank. You're putting out. Yeah, I see that you're putting 3 LinkedIn channels to YouTube. So thank you for your work and your effort. That's very, very clever and very industrious to have it going to so many places.
Yeah, we had it 1 week there. We had it going out through 12 different platforms, 6 LinkedIns, 4 YouTubes, Twitter, Facebook.
Well, I feel like I've interrupted I feel like I've stepped in on a dinner party I wasn't invited to.
No.
We appreciate you.
I love the story you tell about the Scott and Mark show and the Mark and Scott show.
Yeah, we go back and forth. We registered both domains.
That's awesome.
Because we don't know whose ego is bigger, so we gotta figure
That's
out.
how I feel when we do this, because Frank came up with the Azure and AI show, but he just hit 15,000 followers.
Congratulations! That's exciting.
Yeah.
And it always surprises me with 15,000. You'd think that since we work together a lot, that we'd have hundreds or thousands of people in common, but it always surprises me how little overlap that I have out of 15,000 people. I would guess 2,000, 3,000 people are probably the same, Microsoft or other MVPs. But typically it's lucky if I've got 300 or 400 people in common.
Now, people don't realize how big the Earth is, and there's a huge audience out there just waiting for you. And we feel like there's the couple of degrees of separation, but people have huge audiences on their own. So the fact that you've joined forces, and then now you've got Joseph hanging out with you, just means you're going to get a bigger crowd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have Seena Khan, who's in Bahrain. So same kind of thing. Like, you know, the globe is a very large place.
It's brought together here virtually, honestly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Sure too.
Yeah. And I'm looking here, Dan, at your credibility bookshelf behind you. You know, Joseph, that's when you have something cool behind you, it builds credibility. And most people put books behind them to show that they are readers. We see that Dan is not trying to send that message to us here. What message are you sending me with your credibility behind you there, sir?
Do you know what show this is the set from?
I can't tell because you've got the skills thing up there. You're sharing your screen. So
okay.
I'm zooming in on you, sir.
Yeah. So this is a
is that from the
British
IT
show.
crowd?
That
IT
is
crowd?
The IT crowd, yes.
There it is. Okay.
The number one guess is that your basement? And
No. When
my basement.
when I had more hair, you'd be surprised. But I used to get guys on the street as Chris O'Dowd, and I had longer, curlier hair, and people would say that I looked like him. I guess it's beady eyes, and we're both Scottish. But yeah, that looked familiar to me, sir. So you've built your credibility already.
There you go. This is my favorite virtual background if I get to pick one. And I don't have this on my phone typically. So if I'm not at my computer, I don't have the IT crowd background loaded on my phone, but I need to do that.
Nice. Mine is simply the park next to my house. So it's just a field of nothing. And a kid's playground.
There you go. Well, thanks for jumping on.
I'll let you gentlemen go, but thank you for having me, and I hope you have a fun afternoon sharing knowledge and spreading the word.
Excellent.
There we go.
That was nifty.
Yeah. And all I did, Hal, was I tagged him and I sent him like a message on LinkedIn, and I said, you know, hey, if you know, it's weekly, so it's like if this isn't a good Saturday, feel free to join us sometime. And I was shocked, like twice he just popped into the StreamYard feed and spent a few minutes with us.
It's just utterly delightful when they'll do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it'd be like contacting your favorite, rock star or band or somebody you look up to and having them show up or call you or, like say congratulations or something. It was just really, really nice of him.
Absolutely.
So in the live show then, because we don't have any speakers, don't know what happened. So we'll be back again next week, everyone. And we might do some more stuff with Copilot and some other announcements. So you have the thing in Chicago next week, so Dan, with Scott. You're on mute. You're on mute, Dan.
Echo.
Yeah.
So you have the thing in Chicago next week with Scott. You're on mute.
There we go.
Yeah, I was just saying you have the thing in Chicago next week with where Scott Hanselman is doing a talk.
Scott will be with us the following week. So next week is the Juneteenth conference. That's on Friday the 19th. And then the following Tuesday is Scott. So we have two really big events in Chicago coming up. And we actually have, there's a Chicago cloud computing meetup group on Thursday before Juneteenth. So on the 18th of June, we have another Chicago cloud computing meetup group meeting. So Scott just happened to be in for something else, and David asked him, one of the hosts at Microsoft asked if Scott would join us and present. And so he's going to be there the 23rd. And that's, that's similar to what you saw in tagging him, right? We put out the invite, Scott's going to be in Chicago, and all of a sudden that one's going to be probably 4 times as full as a regular meetup. And we had to cap it. We had to put like once it reaches this capacity, we can't allow any more people into the event. So it'll be standing room only, I'm sure.
Very good. So thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll be back again next week at the same time. So
Yep.
Thanks, Frank.
Thanks.
Good to see
Thanks,
you,
Frank.
Al.
Thanks, Dan. Always a pleasure, and I'll see y'all next week.